So, I told myself I wasn't going to do this anymore, and I'm choosing to be frank with you because doing these readings just doesn't feel fulfilling anymore. And I'm feeling like I just need to take myself out of it. Take myself and my feelings out of it, because the fact of the matter is there are times that come by, times that I encounter where I feel compelled. And this is one of those moments. This platform is so fucking frustrating because I come on here and I make these videos and I feel as though I'm motivated to devote my talents to a purpose. There's a message I want to get across, and they don't show the video to people. And it's starting to feel like there is this conspiracy to prevent certain types of messages from getting to the people who need to hear it the most. And it's really discouraging. So if you're someone who has, who's still here or who's coming across this for the first time, and you're maybe wondering why there's only 3 videos on the channel, or the uploads just aren't consistent, it's because this platform is very discouraging. You sit down, you devote your time to it, and you don't get what you put into it. And what is it that I want to get? I just want to expand on that. I just want it to reach people. That's really all that I'm looking for here. I don't set out to get paid for this. No one ever tips. I can't ever buy myself a cup of coffee with the time that I invest in doing this. I make these videos purely out of the goodness of my heart, and I show up because something higher than me tells me that I need to be here now, and that I need to pull these cards, and that there is someone, even if I will never know that person, or even if I will never have confirmation that something that I said impacted their life positively, which is my intention, that I need to do it anyway. So that's why I'm here today, and I don't know how many of you this video will find, but just know that I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm trying to listen, I'm trying to be obedient, and I hope that you find it helpful. It'll be a general reading for those of you who have a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising, or any other prominent Capricorn placement in your chart that you choose to watch this video for. If you're not a Capricorn and for some reason you felt called to click onto this video, do yourself a favor and take yourself out of the box of the sign and just try to focus on the message. Maybe there's something in it that will apply to your life, or will apply to someone who you care about, and will help you be there for them, support them. But enough of that. The way we do this is we're going to shuffle a little bit and then pull one card. Then we'll look at the card at the bottom of the deck and talk about the overall energy. And then we'll shuffle through and just see what else comes out. I beg of you, I implore you to stick around through the end of the video. I don't like to bullshit. I don't like to just talk about things that I don't see. So if you're here looking for validation and you're looking for, someone to make you feel right about a decision or choice that you made, this is not the video for you. I don't do that. What I'm going to talk about is what comes out, what I see in front of me. I don't like to deliver what you want to hear. There are dozens, hundreds even, of other channels, readers out there who will tell you what you want to hear. And if you want to delude yourself by trying to find a reading that's going to, make your feelings valid, then go find them. But this is not that. I'm trying to talk about what you need to hear. And if you can't see or find the value in that, then you're just not ready. And there's more internal work that you need to do. And there's no shame in that. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't get upset with me about it. And don't click off of the video 1 minute, 2 minute in, because it doesn't feel good. Oftentimes the shit that we need to hear the most, the things that will help us the most, it doesn't taste good. That's the thing about medicine, right? It's not always enjoyable sticking with the regimen. It's not always enjoyable facing the facts. And, you know, if you have ears to hear, then listen. If you have eyes to see, then see. But if you want to live in ignorance and you want to look at your life through rose-tinted glasses, and that's your business, and I salute you. Do whatever you want to do. I feel like to go about this, I need to just approach it this way. So I apologize for my word choice. Just know that it's not coming from a bad place. I'm just so sick of the back and forth energetically and wanting to be done with doing this, but feeling like I have to for people who don't appreciate it. That's not a dig at you. I'm just generally speaking. And yeah. So you know that scene in Shrek, if you've ever seen Shrek, where Donkey is singing that song and he's like, I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. And he's singing this song to Shrek as, I don't even remember the circumstance, but that's the first thing that came to mind. So I don't know, maybe you're feeling isolated. Maybe you're feeling like you don't have anyone around you who understands you, who is there for you truly. And I think that that is it's a difficult task to take on in this day and age. If you're someone who has your wits about you, someone who approaches relationships intentionally, which I think that you are, right? You want to know that the people who you're surrounding yourself with are the right people. The people who you're choosing to invest in, to spend your time with, are the right people. People who are deserving of you, people who are worthy of you. But this whole feeling of loneliness just seems steeped in guilt for some reason. Why? Perhaps because, at the end of the day, when we're talking about relationship building and who we choose to surround ourselves with, you are the one who decides. No one else. They're your decisions to make. They're your choices to make. So if you feel alone, are you alone because that's just a circumstance you find yourself in? Or are you alone because you have, because of your own standards, because of your own decisions, isolated yourself? Cut people off who you maybe felt like you needed to cut off for whatever reason. So if you're feeling alone, even when you're among other people, I really want you to look at that, and I really want you to ask yourself, who is truly responsible for these feelings you have? Being alone is never, in my personal opinion, ever a bad thing. If what you need to do is take time to make sure that you're aligning yourself with the right people, or if you feel compelled to be alone because you find yourself surrounded by people who you don't agree with, who you don't support, then that's a kind of loneliness that is necessary. for your peace of mind, for your spirit. Because to spend your time with people who are fickle, fake, fucked up, inside and out, it has this effect of having a kind of impact on you where it ruins your life in the process. They say that misery loves company, and it's so true. You might find that there are people who are in your life who there's always a problem with them. And every problem that they choose to vent to you about, they tell you that it's always the other person. The problem is always someone else. It's never them. Be careful, be mindful of these people. And you must always seek to formulate your own opinion. I can't stress it enough. We live in a time of social media where people love to jump to conclusions. Everyone is an expert in whatever the fuck the topic is. Everyone feels as though their opinion is the one that is chief. Their opinion is the one that matters the most, and they know what they're talking about. But you have to be careful when you enter these territories that you don't lose yourself, that you don't allow your perspective to be poisoned by someone who is immature, underdeveloped, toxic, and who is escaping accountability. Now, I have a lot of faith that you have the capacity to decide for yourself who is right and wrong in a situation. But what you don't have control over is the lies that people choose to tell, the narratives they choose to perpetuate, the narratives that you yourself choose to perpetuate, to rationalize your own decisions, to make sense of your own circumstances, to make sense of your own sense of loneliness, or to help yourself with cultivating a sense of belonging in whatever you find yourself in. Again, I am going to apologize for my frankness. I'm not saying any of this to be an asshole. It's called a read for a reason. We're talking about these things for a reason. This card came out first for a reason. So there's someone who needs to hear this. Don't take it personal. This is not that. We should all be looking at ourselves objectively, and if you know that what I'm talking about doesn't apply to you, don't take that in. Don't do that to yourself. This is not for you. I think that it's important that we go into this new year with open eyes. So 5 of Pentacles, we've talked about it and about what it means, that feeling of abandonment, that feeling of helplessness. What's next? No, it's not an easy energy to get out of. But the answers you seek are right in front of you. Now, you may not like those solutions, you may not like those answers, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't right. And there is no promise that you will get the outcome that you desire. There is no promise that you will be accepted. But that's the thing, right? You need to have the courage to do the right thing anyway. You need to have the heart to be vulnerable anyway. Especially if this is something that you're trying to correct. Because I can almost promise you that if you feel like you need to correct something, then that also means that you feel as though you didn't handle something properly and someone else approached it in earnest. Someone else did handle it properly and you didn't see it or didn't appreciate it or didn't approach it the way that you should have. So it will cost you your pride. And I'm going to be honest with you, for some of you that may prove to be too pricey. That may prove to be a cost you're not willing to pay. And if that's the case, c'est la vie. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm here to tell you what I see here. This particular part of your life where other people are concerned, where love is concerned, has always been, there's always been this obsession about it needing to be a certain way, it needing to be done a certain way, it needing to be right in order for it to be successful, in order for you to embrace it, in order for you to lean into it, in order for you to accept it. And if something is off in that particular area, it doesn't meet your mighty standards. And if you're looking for someone to blame for your discomfort, if you're looking for someone to blame for your displeasure, find a mirror. That Ten of Pentacles is ever at the bottom of the deck. The Hanged Man. I'm going to say this. You are not a victim. You're not. Life is not just happening to you. It's not just happening around you. And now you find yourself in a situation where you want to repair something with someone and it's their turn to be very particular. It's their turn to be very decisive, to be very choosy, and you might be meeting this person when they're not in their best mood. And it may not even that they're not in their best mood, it's just they no longer have the patience. It's like you're going to be looking for patience and understanding. This is not a prediction. I'm just talking about the human condition. I'm talking about the human spirit. And I'm talking about how people deal with you when they feel as though they've been wronged by you. You only have so many times to fuck them over. You only have so many times to fuck it up with them. And again, this is not about blame. So I don't want you to feel bad about having high standards. I don't want you to feel bad about wanting things to follow a certain sequence of events or about wanting things to be a certain way. There's nothing wrong with wanting the best for yourself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that when something good comes across the table for you and you don't see it for the good that it is, when you don't believe in it, when you don't trust it, it's not always going to be there for you when you decide to go back to it, when you decide that you're ready to see its value. Once you've done the maturing and have seasoned eyes now to see the thing for what it truly is, it may not be there when you go back for it. this very well could be about a missed connection. It very well could be about a missed opportunity, a misunderstanding of the facts, a misunderstanding of what's important. More importantly, not so much a misunderstanding of the facts, it's a misunderstanding of what's important, a misunderstanding of what is the priority, and someone falling victim to that trap of focusing on the wrong thing and it hurting themselves and hurting someone else that they care about in the process. There have been so many signs that I think that someone has just voluntarily chosen to ignore. Now, signs are a thing that I personally feel as though you need to be careful with because not everything is a sign, right? But if we talk about the purpose of a sign, and what it ultimately means is we're looking for confirmation that our understanding of a situation is sound, that we're looking for insight in a particular situation to encourage us to know that what we believe about what's happening to us is accurate. So I feel as though that is the purpose that a sign serves. Signed, sealed, delivered. There's something here that could have been so easy, that has been so easy for the longest time, but if someone here is determined to make it complex, determined to make it hard to understand, then that's all it'll ever be. It could all be so simple, but you'd rather make it hard. Loving you is like a battle, and we both end up with scars. Yes. Tell me who I have to be to get some reciprocity. You get what you give. You get exactly back what you put out there. If you give only a little, you'll get a little. If you give a lot, you'll get a lot. Conversely, if you get a little, you should only be giving a little. And if you get a lot, you should also get a lot. And I think that what this all needs is honesty. What this all needs is integrity. Whoa. Eight of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Hierophant. So, you're finally ready to make it work. You're finally ready to do whatever it takes, to sacrifice whatever you need to sacrifice to get whatever this thing is that you want to get. Why? Because I think that you're tired of waiting. Why? Because I think that you're tired of crumbs. You're tired of the facade. You're tired of faking it with people who really aren't worth it. You crave something real. You crave something deep. And you know who in your orbit, in your life, you have come across who has that real element that you're looking for. But the issue you may be facing right now is whether or not they're still available. Whether or not they are going to want to continue to try. Now, what can you do when you find yourself in a situation like this? The best advice, I think, would be to lay all your cards on the table. That's the best advice in any situation. You who are seeking something have nothing to gain if you're trying to get it through manipulative means. That's the lesson into the new year. You can get what you want, but you have to ask for it, and you have to be willing to do the work for it. You have to be willing to be earnest. It is so important. I think that that's a play, the importance of being earnest, but I've never seen it. No pun intended. So, I don't know, maybe there's something in that play that would prove to be a valuable life lesson for you, but I leave you with that. I hope that this has been stimulating and helpful. And will I see you in another one? I don't know. That's your call. I guess it's also my call too, because I don't know that there'll be another Capricorn video. So I've tried to be as honest with you and straightforward with you as I know how to be in this video. So if this is the first and last one that you've seen from me, you know, maybe this is all that you need. We really shouldn't be watching tarot readings religiously. We shouldn't be tuning in every single month for guidance. So if you're someone who is watching this and you've unfollowed me because I haven't been posting, then, you know, I implore you to try to do the kind of work that'll be permanent. Try to find that compass that you have within, that you can rely on to make your own decisions in life. And this is just as much a read for me as it is for you. I don't need to be watching other tarot readings either. You're supposed to get what you need from a reading and let that be it. So if you're upset with me because I haven't been posting regularly, then, you know, with all respect, you need to get a life, your own life. Live your life. Make your own decisions, take responsibility for your decisions, and take responsibility for your actions. And don't have contempt in your heart for other people when you've made your choices and now have to live with them. With love. T. Goodbye.